In this video, we're going to be breaking down the email marketing strategy for a brand that is doing $50 million every single year in revenue. I'm going to be sharing both the campaign strategy and the flow strategy, and I'm also going to be sharing how you can increase the number of email list signups you get through your website pop-up. And one last thing before we dive in, to show you some proof in the KUIU dashboard of one of our clients just under 250K generated through email marketing alone in the last 30 days, okay? So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Just a quick refresh on the dashboard to show you guys that I'm qualified to speak on the topic of growing e-commerce brands. This last 30 days, one of our clients doing over 800K in revenue. And if you're a new viewer here, my name is Jordan Hayes. I run a marketing agency called Hayes. We help e-commerce brands scale to 8 figures and beyond through customer acquisition and customer retention done for you services. We cover paid ads across the media buying, the ad creative, the CRO, the landing pages. And we also cover the retention and lifecycle marketing with email and SMS marketing, but also looking at LTV strategy and looking at LTV targets and how do we increase that. So with that said, the brand that we're gonna be looking at today is this brand called KUIU. As I said, they do about $50 million every single year. They get about 850K website visitors every single month, and they sell hunting gear, right? These guys have been around since 2011, I believe, and they've done very well at acquiring new customers for their hunting gear. Now, we're going to be talking about the email marketing strategy today, because as you know, if you want to really scale an e-commerce brand to 8 figures and beyond, you need the retention in place. You need that returning customer rate, you need that lifetime value. So let's have a look at how they're doing it. I put this Figma file together where we're going to go through the pop-up, the email list capture, the campaign strategy with examples, and also the welcome series optimization as well, with an example email that we have also designed for them. Let's start with the email list capture. Now, this is on the website when you have a pop-up, when you're trying to get more email list signups. And the current one is this step one, right? So basically it pops up, it says, would you like to sign up for email communications? Provide your email address. And there's a lot of optimization that can be done here. So even though this brand is doing $50 million a year, there are still optimizations that can be done. And I'm going to show you those right now. So basically you enter your email address and it says, thank you, we received your email address, shop now. First of all, there's no real incentive, right, to sign up, like email communications, what am I going to get in return? It doesn't really give me a compelling reason to sign up. And then also this doesn't really give me anything to go by either, right? So it just seems like I just sent you guys my email information and that's it. So what I would recommend is having a 3-step pop-up. The first one being some sort of like 10% off unlocked or something like this. You can also do what I like even more is say, it actually turns into a 4-step pop-up, but the first slide asks them a question, right? It says, do you want 10% off? And then there's a button to say, yes, I want 10% off. And then underneath is like a just hyperlink text. It's like, no, I hate saving money or something, you know, just, and what this does is if they click that button to say, yes, I want 10% off, it gets a micro commitment. And that micro commitment is really, really important for them to actually complete the next phases of signing up for the email list, but also actually going through the purchase. Because if we get them to say yes to the first slide, we get them to enter their email, we get them to enter their SMS, and then they get to shop on their website, they're much more likely to follow through with the purchase, because this is a consumer psychology principle of micro commitment, where these micro commitments stack up, and then you get bigger commitments as you ask them from the customer, okay? So that'll be the first step. Then you obviously ask for the email address, and then you say you upgrade the discount to give it SMS. And then what you do is you give them an offer to upgrade the discount code in return for the SMS, the mobile number. I see a lot of brands, they offer the same thing for the SMS, and it's like there's no real way that customers will give you their SMS unless they really want to be updated on their mobile phone. But there's no additional incentive, right? So why would I give you my phone number if I'm going to get the same thing through email anyway, okay? So that's what this next one is. And then, you know, you ask for the SMS and then you present the code on the final screen. So, you know, there's some other ideas, like as I mentioned here, ask a simple low friction question, want early access to gear drops and a shot free ultralight gear. This is like messaging specifically for KUIU and their hunting gear. Buttons is like, yes, tell me more later, or, you know, I hate saving money as I mentioned earlier. Now you show the email field, reinforce the value. And then, you know, you double your chances to win is, you know, just being like a giveaway messaging, because at the time of putting this together, this brand was running a giveaway. And, you know, what we could do with SMS in terms of an upgrade is saying you can double your chances to win and you get VIP alerts for product drops by entering a phone number, okay? So you can get creative with the way you ask for the phone number, because as I said, if you just present the same offer, it's unlikely that someone's going to give you a phone number as well for the same thing that they can get just by giving you your email. So that's it for the pop-up strategy. By doing this and by implementing this strategy, we have seen an increase in list signups. So I'd recommend definitely testing that on your website, okay? Next thing I want to talk about is the campaign strategy. And one thing we do at Hayes is the campaign strategy that we take for our clients is we focus 80% of our emails, 80% of our campaigns around engagement, around value. And 20% of the campaigns, we focus around promotions, sales, product drops. The reason why we do that is because if we only focus on sales and sales and sales and sales, what we're going to do is we're going to deter the audience from opening our emails, right? And the audience are going to become numb to that messaging. So what we want to do is we want to create value and engagement. And what that's going to do is it's going to make customers excited for them to receive our emails, right? And if we are in that position and that's the frame, we get higher open rate, higher click rate, And of course, when we ask for the sale, we get higher revenue, right? But before we get into that, the first thing I want to show you is having a monthly campaign calendar in place. And this is so important in terms of organization, but also in terms of planning. So what we do for all of our clients is on Notion, we have a campaign calendar for the next month already planned out with all the emails we want to send, what dates, what segments, all that stuff. And what this allows us to do is it allows us to first identify what specific marketing moments or events or just periods throughout the next month that are relevant to our brand that we can incorporate into our email marketing strategy. And what other ideas do we want to sprinkle in here and there? And of course, what sales, what product drops, what else is on the horizon that we might want to include as well, right? And this is a game changer because if you can get ahead, it means that you are more planned out and you can actually structure those like more important marketing moments and have this 80-20 strategy rather than being very reactive to the process and creating emails within the same week they're meant to be sent. So that's it for the marketing campaign calendar. Let's get into the 80-20% rule, which is, as I mentioned, 80% value and engagement. So some ideas for KUIU, this brand, as some evergreen engagement campaigns that they could send. First of all, gear education, product education works really well. So layering systems, fabric tech, going deeper into the specific products and highlighting features, benefits, great way to, add some value, add some engagement, because you're not just saying, hey, come buy this product. It's like, hey, let's educate you on the way that we design and make this product, or maybe it's the ingredients, or maybe it's the formulation, whatever it is, whatever you're selling. That's a great idea for campaigns, and you can obviously do multiple of them. Next thing is in the field stories in UGC. This is we're leveraging customer reviews, we're leveraging UGC videos that customers have sent us, and what we're doing is we're using those in our campaigns to create engagement, but also tell stories and add some social proof and some authority around our products as well. Next, we have behind the scenes product development, conservation updates for KUIU in particular, but behind the scenes can work for any company, right? It could be the warehouse, it could be how we build this business from X to Y in terms of like number of store locations, whatever it is, right? You can do behind the scenes because people love to see kind of a behind the scenes look, what people don't really get to see, right? It's kind of like behind closed doors, and that is that's a very curiosity driven angle for people to open and read. And then lastly, we have pro tips from outfitters, from pro hunters, and this is again using authority to add in some extra value, pro tips within the hunting space, right? We don't have to just stick within our products. We can say, hey, here's some like hunting content, right, that you can actually consume and learn, all right? And then this is an example that we pulled from a different brand, Smile the Right Club. And this is, using customer stories and customer testimonials. And we're leveraging that in the content, right? So see real results. As you can see, a lot of before and afters. And then, see example, obviously link to the website. And then just before we go into the promotional side, some more evergreen campaign ideas that can be included with that 80% is, and this is just specifically for this brand KUIU, but you can see how this will apply to your own brand as well. 3 layers you need for late season elk, right? This is specific for the hunting season. When hunting elk, again, more product education and more education, not just on like, here are products, but this is actually how the consumer can benefit. Like what content does the consumer actually want? Next one is how we design the Peloton 240 for backcountry speed, more of a product deep dive. Next, inside the hunt, what our customers pack first, more value from customers. New product drop alert, Pro G3 Beano harness, it's back. This is, more of a product announcement, and how our gear survived 10 days in the Alaska range, right? Very curiosity driven, more of a story. But again, it's a show, don't tell marketing angle, right? And this is just another very good evergreen angle from this company, Mind That Pro, where they're talking about the hot topic of mushrooms and how it's trending, right? Mushrooms are a hot topic right now. They have this cool like graphics. And then they also say, like, here are some things you might not want in this like growing trend, right? So they're using this growing trend as a way to introduce their product afterwards. But before that, they're saying, here are the common problems with the other guys out there. Artificial flavors, artificial colorants, artificial sweeteners. And basically they go into the power lion's mane and say, by the way, our product has lion's mane and much more, okay? So, and then a link back to shop, of course. So going into the promotions, right? 20% of emails being promotions. Some ideas for KUIU, seasonal launches, of course. Rain gear drop before elk season, right? Just getting that like right timing. Bundles or restock alerts, inner circle, early access, limited time offers. And of course, you have your bigger sale events, 4th of July, Black Friday, Christmas, spring sale, like whatever it is. You can see how those fit in here as well. And here's just an example of a sales email from Kiehl's, where design optimized, the offer is front and center, and we have a button to shop now with some images of the discounts as well. All right, so very simple, very easy to consume. So why does this work? Right? Why does this actually work in practice? Well, the first thing is it builds consistent traffic and engagement. When you send consistent campaigns that customers actually want to open, it builds consistent traffic and engagement with your list. Which means when you do ask for the sale, when you do ask people to buy, they're much more likely to do so because you built a relationship with them and you provided value up front rather than just saying, hey, buy our product. Second thing is we drive urgency around limited drops. When we're not always sending emails around, buy the product, buy this. When we actually do, there's a lot more urgency around that because the urgency that we place around that is much more believable, right? Because we're not always sending it, it's more scarce. And it also reinforces KUIU as a go-to brand for serious hunters because we are providing that educational, that value content, so they see us as the go-to, the authority within the space. That is really the goal with your email marketing, for you to build that email marketing program, that frame that customers see you as the go-to brand. All right, so let's dive a bit more into the flows. And I just want to cover really the welcome series, one of the most important flows for any e-commerce brand. And I've taken a before and after of KUIU here. This is KUIU's current welcome email number 1. And we've also redesigned a welcome email number 1 that went in hand in hand with our giveaway. So this one is pretty good, but as you can see here, what's missing is some sort of call to action, and it just says welcome to KUIU Nation, right? Now, the above the fold section is so important. You need to treat your email above the fold section just like you would your PDP or your landing page above the fold section. It is the point at which you hook your customers in. You still need to hook customers in just like you would on a landing page or just like you would on a UGC ad. It's the same thing. And now we have this block of text and learn more. And what I would like is a little bit more action driven. So what we've gone for is you're in for a chance to win up to $1,000 in ultralight hunting gear. Welcome to KUIU, built by hunters, trusted in the field, right? And actually we show a UGC image of someone with, it's kind of like customer's desired outcome, and it's proof of concept. Someone who has hunted this animal, and it's what the customers are going to resonate with most, rather than this person hiking where it's not really clear. Is this hunting, is it hiking gear? Like, this just reinforces, like, straight away, if someone sees this, they're going to resonate with this a lot more than this image. Okay, that's where we went with that one. Then we have shop now button here as well, above the fold. And then KUIU on their original email is success starts here. Explore the hunts below, and they've kind of separated this out, like shop by different animals you want to hunt, which I think is a good idea. It's a good way to categorize and make it easy for customers to shop what they're looking for. And then there's just a little quote in it and a little extract here from the founder of the brand. And then finally, some more shop by sections. What we've gone for is thanks for signing up to the KUIU Inner Circle. We've, what we like to do in emails, we like to create a clear hierarchy with designs. You can see that our titles are bold, our headlines are bold. Here in their current email, it's not super clear, apart from this section here. But what we want to do is we want to create an even clearer hierarchy. And we just reiterate that they're entered into the chance. And then we add some like brand promises, some features, benefits as we go throughout, some more imagery. And then what makes KUIU different, right? We just want to give customers the short, easy to consume ways that make a brand different, and then go back to the website to shop. So that's just that's our take on it, and this gives you different perspectives as how you can approach this first email. But really, what you want to do is you want to satisfy the need in welcome email number 1. Satisfy what the customers came for. So if they signed up for this with 10% off, make sure that you give them 10% off. That should be the first thing they see in your welcome email. If they signed up for a giveaway to win $1,000 in ultralight hunting gear, guess what? We're going to satisfy that the first thing in the email they see, right? Just make sure they're in the right place. And that's really the reason why they're opening the email. We can go deeper into brand stuff later in email 2 and 3 and onwards, what we're going to see right now. All right. So we went through email number 1, which is this structure. Email number 2, just an idea for this, is what makes KUIU different. Again, going deeper into the brand, because they've got what they came for, right? The discount code, the promo code, details on the giveaway, whatever it is, whatever they signed up for. Now it's our job to make sure that we can expand on actually getting them more buy-in into the brand, because if customers haven't purchased after that email number 1, they're still receiving email 2, 3, and so on, then it means that we need to give them, we need to overcome more objections, we need to add more education and give them more reasons to buy. So this could be introducing the tech, ultralight layering system, Peloton fabric, super down on innovation, just give them more information about the product and how it's built. Use product visuals, many comparisons, segmental gear, right? You want to create those visuals, reinforce field tested credibility, create that authority, and then CTA, an action-based CTA, serial layering system in action, right? Not just a shop now, but see how you can get a little bit more creative with the CTAs to drive higher click-through rate. Email number 3 example is in the field gear that goes the distance. This is sharing UGC or testimonials from guides, hunters, adding more proof, adding more social proof, reviews, testimonials that our gear works, and it's not coming from us, it's coming from people who are in the field, battle tested, trying it itself. And what this does is it builds a sense of tribe and belonging. It's, we can mention the giveaway and you can reiterate whatever thing the customer signed up for, whether it was a promo code, you want to reiterate it to say, before it expires, use the promo code, or if you're in the giveaway, just, make sure you're in, make sure you're, double your chances to win by opting SMS, as we saw earlier in the pop-up form. Just different ways that we can reintegrate that back in, right? And CTA, meet the hunters who trust KUIU. Again, it's a different one. Like, it's not a boring learn more, shop now CTA. It's meet the hunters who trust KUIU, right? We're getting creative with the CTAs. And now, why does this work? 3 main reasons. It reinforces intent and builds trust from the first touch point. Second, it builds excitement around the giveaway while setting up future conversions, because we're repeating it throughout. And it highlights key differentiators through education and social proof, as we went through as well. All right. So this is really the breakdown of KUIU and their email marketing strategy. Of course, we can go deeper into the flows, abandoned cart, abandoned checkout, we can look at more campaigns, but hopefully this gives you the overall strategy as to how we think about things and how this brand is thinking about things to increase conversions from email marketing. All right. that's it for this video. If you are looking for a partner to help you with your email marketing, your SMS marketing, your overall retention and life cycle, increasing returning customer rate, increasing lifetime value, and increasing overall revenue, then there'll be a link below this video. You can book a call, we can have a chat, talk about the current challenges you're facing in your business, and see if there's a fit for us to work together. All right, that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.